right, we should be.
We live.
Hi, Internet.
Hello.
Welcome. We're the Knights of the Drunk Watch. We are here tonight for our after show talk back about American Horror Story episode
7
entitled
Traitor.
There we go. I'm just enjoying that now.
Who was the traitor?
All three
Kathy
of the
Bates.
people
Kathy
that got.
Bates was the traitor.
Or Ariel.
Well, no, but they sent Coco after Kathy Bates.
But I think it was all three of them.
Should we do
that
the intro
got...
before we actually
Oh,
have
yeah,
this
sorry.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Audie.
I'm eating a cupcake.
I'm Kate.
Travis is back there.
We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And
And
now
now
our
our
talk
talk
begins.
begins.
Okay, now we get to who's the traitor.
I mean, I think in terms of the witches, I don't know how. I guess maybe Kathy Bates is, even though she's a Satanist, I guess she is a witch.
No, I don't think she's a witch.
Well, they just referred to her specifically as a traitor. So
Yeah.
She's a female who's working for the wrong side.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyway, so
Okay, my first note is Marie Laveau's death. Do we have
Wait,
anything we want to
which
say
one is
about
that?
Angela Bassett.
So we found out that Marie Laveau died between Coven and this season. We
That's
don't
probably-
know how.
It's probably because Angela Bassett had better things to do
Nicole
this
says
year.
Angela Bassett's coming back.
Oh.
Wait, who said?
Nicole.
That would be awesome. I mean, if Connie Britton can
you-
take some time from 911, so can Angela Bassett.
Yeah. Oh, they're both on that.
Well,
Yes.
and aren't
Oh, that's
isn't
right.
911 done by? It's the same guy. What's his
Yeah,
name?
yeah, it's Ryan Murphy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
So anyways, I don't know if that's important, but I guess now it is. So we don't know how she died. We do know that her death led to, what is her name in the show? Does anybody know her name in the show? Dinah?
Adina
Something.
Porter?
Adina Porter.
No idea.
Anyway, hers,
It's
she...
Dinah something.
Okay, she rose to power because of that death. But apparently there are no voodoo priestesses. There's no voodoo faith anymore or whatever. Like, she has nobody to rule over as queen of voodoo. She said that. So instead she makes her money.
Voodoo queen.
Voodoo, hoodoo, you do.
Oh my god.
So my next note is she uses her voodoo powers for bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, she sells her food. I just think it's for bad.
For like vengeance.
Yeah.
For money. She does it for money.
I guess that's all we had to say about that.
That's all I gotta say about that.
She's just a tiny dancer.
I don't know some of these notes. I don't know what they mean.
We'll just read them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Bubbles, Madison, and Myrtle.
Oh, yeah. So we get Joan
Collins.
Collins again.
Joan Crawford, back from the dead.
Hey, that's possible in this show, okay?
We
Joan
get
Collins.
Joan Collins again as a different actress, which I just think is bullshit. I think like having her
That
be
was so confusing.
an old actress twice is just stupid. I'm stating it. I think that's
Well,
dumb.
but
it
I
is-
think, despite the fact that they've played multiple characters over the years, they're also people are playing multiple new characters this season.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're like
They're just so
So I
similar.
think it might be part of the deal.
No, but it's just starting to get confusing. Now, I mean, because, yes, when, you know, the character, Miss, Wilhelmina, that Sarah Paulson was playing at the beginning of the season.
Wilhelmina Venable.
Yes, and then they killed her off, and then, you know, she
Cordelia
comes
showed up.
back as her character from season 3,
Right.
from Coven. And that made sense. We're like, okay, and we went with it. But now, if you're just going to have
And then she
the
became
same
back as Billy.
actors playing multiple new characters within the same season, that's when it gets confusing. Because when we first saw Joan Collins, we were sitting here not paying attention to the scene because we were
What?
debating whether or not, wait, is this the same
That's
character
true.
that she played at the beginning of the season or not? And it's just too confusing.
I mean, we should have gotten a clue when it gave us her name. Right at the very fucking
Bubbles
beginning of the
McGee.
episode, and it wasn't the
Bubbles
name she
McGee.
had before.
Well,
but
nobody fucking remembered her name. She was just Nana.
I think
No one fucking.
I think we
Right,
would
like,
have
we
known
didn't
if
know
it was
her
Bubbles.
real name.
We would have known if it was Bubbles McGee.
Even if she was Bubbles McGee with like a forget me spell on her. But like with Tate Donovan.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played a new character. He's reprised 2 characters. 2.
Wait, Tate Donovan? No, that's
Yeah. What Tate?
good lord.
I can never remember the actor's real name. Tate
Evan Peters?
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters. He played a new character. He reprised 2 roles. Yes.
And now he's playing a new
And now he's
character.
playing a new character. But
Dumber.
I mean, that character is so different from any other character he's played. I don't
His
see
hair
how-
is so different.
Yeah, well,
See,
his
that's
hair.
what I'm saying. Like
You're
every
not going to
other
confuse him with the hairdresser.
every other person is playing like a very different character,
Yeah.
and then we get Joan Collins, who is an
Playing
aging
another.
actress, and
Right.
also an aging actress who's a witch. So, like,
But one had a fabulous
But see,
white
Nana-
hairdo. The other
Right.
one was a little bit crazy.
But Nana wasn't a witch, and I think that's the first thing
yeah,
that
Nana
kind of
wasn't
like.
a witch.
How do we
Threw me
know
in
that
there.
she
Because-
wasn't a witch?
because she
Because
didn't
we
come
didn't get
back-
enough information.
They would
No,
have brought her
Cordelia
back.
came in and brought back all the witches. She didn't bring back Nana. So that's how we know.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're at the table together. They're discussing. They want to bring in Bubbles because Bubbles reads minds. They want to
She
bring
reads
in
your
Bubbles
soul.
or your soul, whatever. So they want to bring in Bubbles so Bubbles can figure out if who the other traitors are.
Well, no, they really wanted her to read Michael to see if he was
Oh,
really
that's
bad.
right.
yeah, but
That's
he wasn't
right.
there.
Yeah.
But we didn't see him this episode because
Sure
nothing
didn't.
happened.
Oh, which,
Even
by
though-
the way, the argument about how many
He wasn't the guy who
episodes
just
are in this
showed up there at
season,
the end?
if there's only 8, that means next week's the finale.
How
Yeah.
many episodes
No,
are in there?
no,
Internet.
there's at least
There are
9.
10.
Okay. So, even though we didn't see Michael Langdon this episode, though, the entire episode was about how do we deal with Michael Langdon. Like, they were coming at it from a bunch of different angles trying to deal with Michael Langdon.
Well, yeah.
They were trying to read his mind, and she was trying to, which brings us into our next bit, Papa Legba deal. They want to trap Michael in the underworld. They want to
But
send
she
him home to
wouldn't
daddy.
give up her girls.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that? Good choice, bad choice?
Technically,
She wouldn't
all he
sacrifice
asked
the
for was
few
girls,
for
so
the-
all she has to do is just pick 2
Her
that
girls.
she doesn't like.
Yeah.
Which ones are her girls?
All
Oh,
the
the
witches.
school.
The
The
school
school.
is her girl because she's like
She's
headmaster.
like the headmistress.
She's Dumbledore.
Yeah, but I mean, like, girls. 2 you don't like.
I
No,
guess.
he said all of them.
Yeah,
he
said
wants
only
all
a
of them.
couple.
Well, she's probably going to be kicking herself in the butt after the apocalypse happens and the
Right.
Antichrist takes over the world and destroys all of humankind.
Wait, I thought
Right.
the apocalypse already happened.
Well,
It
hold on, we're
did
gonna
and
get
it
to that at
didn't.
the end. We're gonna get to that at the end. We're gonna discuss all of that and scream at each other at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
What's next?
Our next bit is just hold it in for a bit. Our next bit is Mallory rising as a supreme.
Watching your reaction.
Yes, so that's confusing
You're
because
purple, right?
we had a whole fucking conversation
No, we're
about
gonna
it.
just wait.
Oh, but
All right.
that
Tell
was
us how you
confusing
feel.
because, like, had she already done 6 of the trials before they had?
I
her
have
bring back
no
John
idea
Henry?
why they brought that video in, but
Well, because they've done that for like all of them, where they've done a weird cutaway, and so it's always been like
And then the seven,
incongruous with like the
Yeah.
setting.
Seven Wonders is like an old-timey silent movie.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I feel like by them doing it like that, it makes the 7 Wonders seem so freaking easy.
yeah, less wonderful.
It's just like, oh, it's just
Well,
we're
each
taking our
one-
little test.
I mean, each
Andrew's
one
raising
can
hand.
be done. Oh, sorry. Yes, Andrew.
Do we need the talking
so
dragon?
I would say
No,
what they were able to do was,
We'll
though,
see.
is shorthand it for us. So, first of all, Michael's rise as the Alpha isn't a true rise of the Alpha because he's the Antichrist. So that's
Right.
what I think is. So that leaves room for Mallory to rise as the proper Supreme.
Yeah.
And then...
Which explains why he was so freaked out when he saw
We saw
her.
7 Wonders in episode 3.
Mhm.
We've seen 7 Wonders in this season. We don't need to see a whole nother 7 Wonders.
Yeah.
So they just cut to
But
the
did
end.
she actually perform them, or
I'm assuming, because they said you're to perform your 7th wonder. So we can assume
Oh, did
that...
they say that?
Yes.
7 Wonders are the
Oh, okay.
tests
To
make
make
them
that
them
makes you a
supreme.
witch, and
That
one of
makes
them
you
is
a
bring
supreme.
back
Witch
to
or
the
makes you
Makes you
supreme.
supreme.
Sorry,
Okay,
supreme.
alright. That's what
If you
I thought.
pass the 7 wonders, that means you're capable of being the leader.
Gotcha.
So I think they said so I think that was shorthand for them saying she went through the 7 wonders.
I think we could have gotten a little more of an intro.
Just like 3 flashes of her
no,
doing.
not even flashes. Just like, all right, in order for you, like.
In all fairness, maybe we weren't paying attention.
No,
because Andrew caught some. So it's very possible.
I still feel like they didn't say, "All right, we're going to set you up as." I mean,
yeah.
I guess
they could have said, "We're going to put you through the test."
Yeah.
And then cut to. One line
would have helped.
And it might have been there, and we all missed it.
Yeah.
Which leads us into Cheyenne Jackson's crappy hair is back.
Yeah, it is the hair, because when he put on the hat, he looked better.
Well, and the guy liner's not helping.
I think if he just had guy liner, I think he also has eyeshadow that's not good.
Yeah,
if he
and
just
eyebrow,
had
they definitely colored in his brows.
Like just guy liner, I think he could rock.
And a ton of foundation that's way too orange for him.
It's just not.
Yeah.
It's
too much makeup.
He's a very pretty person, but this is not his best look.
I think what's really interesting about this is like they have 2 warlocks on their side. They've got Behold and they've got John Henry. So both of these guys, nice. So both of these guys are now on the side of the of the witches. She's really gathering up her army. So I guess that's
Catherine
good.
says that she didn't perform all the 7 wonders.
We don't it's really
we don't
confusing.
Know. Do we? We just know that she brought someone back to life.
Later, afterwards, she said they're at the table, and she's like, "I don't want to become supreme if it means Cordelia's dying, but Cordelia is fading, so she is giving her powers." So I feel like maybe she is. I don't know. It's confusing because she said, "Am I supreme now?" And they're like, "No, you only become supreme one way, and that's by the other supreme dying."
It's
so
very confusing.
Yeah, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Coco versus Satan Mom.
Coco's so useless.
Oh my god.
Her powers are great. I really hope.
Again, there is an app for that.
Calorie counter, okay.
I really hope that her power somehow develops into something
Like
really
jumps
useful.
like 80 steps.
All of a sudden she's just like, you can poison people with one look. Like you can give them an overdose of gluten.
They introduce the power, and then she choked on a
that's horrible.
Snowball.
Yeah.
And again, but
None of these witches
that was
know
a very
homework.
fast choking. It's just like and then
that was out of nowhere. But then technically, she'd already performed the magic of bringing someone back from the dead, or was that
the deer is what? Well, it was. They were saying with the deer was that she didn't just
go before this though,
heal
so
the wound. She erased
here
the
it says, so we arrive at the final test.
Right,
yeah, but this is part of the original orientation video of how to do the 7 wonders.
Yeah, they didn't actually say. We're rewatching it. They didn't actually say this. This is in the flashback, so this could just be an unrelated.
No, but then this shows her raising Cheyenne Jackson.
No, I know, but
I'd like to raise Cheyenne Jackson.
I don't know if I can
drink.
No, I'm saying this is why I'm saying she took the other 6 tests.
Okay.
I think this could just be here's how she could be the Supreme because I don't know. It just feels weird.
I don't know.
Right? Well, because they were out
Let's
there.
agree that we don't know.
Well, because they were out there by the gas station, and then suddenly it cuts to a video of they're in a barn. And here he is.
I think whenever it's the old timey black and white video, it's always
in a
barn.
Yeah. But it almost feels like it's not. I mean, obviously the old timey video is not real anyway, but it almost feels like they are almost alluding to the fact that she could be doing the 7 wonders, but she's not actually doing them. If that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe she performed that one first.
Or is it
I take it literally.
This is her performing a wonder.
Whoa. Oh, you just went away. I was going to say, are Sarah Paulson's front teeth shorter than the rest of her teeth?
I was looking
Yep.
Probably.
Yes.
No, it's just the angle. We're just looking up in her mouth.
Okay, we still didn't talk about Coco versus Satan Mom. So she sends
we
her
started
to
talking
get the
Coco.
Satan Mom.
She's a terrible, non-sleuthy person.
Yeah, but they got her. So I guess that's how Satan Mom dies. And then Michael Langdon's like, fuck all this. Robot mom, destroy the world.
But who built?
Wait, robot.
That's
mom?
He
Cooperation.
said
Michael
something about.
Langdon did.
Well, in the... It's going to take more than 5 sentences. Okay, so the mom... In the first half of the season, the mom is a robot. That's all you need to know. I don't know why. She's a robot. He made a robot.
Gotcha.
Okay, we have no more information than that
Yeah.
she's a robot. And then, like, here she was alive. So,
And he like built her in the image
but-
of.
Catherine, to
mom.
go back, there's a difference between bringing someone back from the dead. They're two different. Because I thought the seventh wonder also was the dissension. It wasn't bringing someone back from
It's
the
like
dead.
they just had to.
They have to-
apparently, they just went to sleep and went down into, I guess, the underworld or
So
whatever.
that's not even the seventh
and then
wonder.
just came back.
All I know, I'm just reading what's on the
No.
screen.
I don't know,
It's
but at the
very
same time,
confusing.
You know, if your seventh wonder is to bring somebody back from the dead, like Cordelia did in that one scene where she
Well,
brought
but
back
the
Myrtle,
thing is
that's bringing somebody back from the dead.
Mallory's
If you
power
bring
is
somebody
also
back from
different
Ash,
than anybody else's.
Because
They
she
would
reverses.
descend to go bring that person back from the dead, but Mallory could undo their death.
right,
Mallory
but...
does it differently than everybody else.
But remember, for some
oh,
reason,
that's right, 'cause they
Cordelia
made a mention
couldn't...
about she didn't
Well,
even
well,
enter
that's what
No.
happened
an
with the
incantation.
deer. Because it wasn't just that, like, when the deer was injured, she didn't just heal the wound. She completely, like, erased the injury.
Yes.
and made him a fawn again.
But the seventh wonder isn't bringing someone back from hell. It's going to hell and coming back.
Yeah.
But Michael, because he's so powerful, they were like, you're going to do it, but you're also going to bring someone back.
But there is a wonder that is bringing people
Right.
back from the dead.
It's two different wonders, but the seventh one is going to hell and
Yeah.
coming back, not bringing someone back from
Going
hell.
under, yeah, because that's what happened to Misty.
Yeah.
Misty Day. Okay, so we're equally confused.
But then when they did it, I wonder if they always did it in the same order, because when they did it with Misty Day, it wasn't the final test.
Oh, yeah?
They still had more. They lost
Yeah.
Misty Day, and then they had more tests.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So
Again,
Michael may have done it last.
Because they were making his more
Right.
complicated.
Yeah.
again, confusing.
Good. All right.
Okay, next, warlocks trying to kill witches.
Yeah.
Appallingly.
All it seemed like was that those men are just very insecure with their penis
I
size.
swear to God, when they were talking about it, like, you know, I was just gonna like, this iocane powder. Just like, taste this, like, you know, smell this, but do not inhale.
I thought that was pretty cool. It only kills women. I mean, not cool. That was offensive, but still a cool concept.
Only-
Like, I thought it was neat that they, you know, these evil dudes were like, ah, it only kills the female sex. Anything else?
How does that work? Okay, well, granted,
No.
this is like
Magic.
witches and warlocks, but
Dude,
like,
you need to watch Fringe, man.
And
It's all about
anyone-
genetics.
Anyone have anything else they want to
I've
say?
seen some of that.
Okay, but see,
Fringe
here's
is
my
great.
question.
Kate's on
We've
with me
got
about Fringe.
Michael Langdon doing his Antichrist thing, and these warlocks are now, like, sworn to him. So, if they're sworn to Michael Langdon, why are they going off on their own and killing witches? Why aren't they just, like, trusting that Michael Langdon's gonna end the world and be the Like, their whole plan
But
was for the witches to be subservient
But
to
to
them. Now they want to
him-
murder them?
To them, he's still the alpha. He's not the Antichrist.
Oh, to them, he's just the
oh,
leader
yeah,
of witches.
yeah, they don't realize.
So and they're like,
Just
we're,
what
we're
he is.
you know, they want to kill the witches because they're bitches in their
Or maybe, yeah,
point of view.
yeah.
Well, and also, like, he's still the only warlock that's more powerful than the
Well,
witches.
and I think Cordelia has already said, I'm not giving you the Supreme title. Mallory's going to be Supreme. Because remember, they were talking at dinner, and Myrtle was like, well, we exchanged some heated words last time. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I think that was like Cordelia being like, well, you performed the Seven Wonders, but I'm not giving it to you. So maybe they're like, well, if you're not going to give it to us, then we'll kill you. I don't know. I didn't quite understand why they were trying to kill them, like, all on their own, just them two.
No, you mean the dinner with Bubbles and
Well, no, but these
Myrtle?
two specifically had this plan to go into Miss Robichaux's and spray cocaine all over them and then kill them.
right?
Murder cocaine.
Yeah, murder
No,
cocaine.
no, but you're talking about how she said, "I'm not going to give it to him."
I'm just trying to understand the
powder.
reason why they're
Okay.
not, like, trusting in Michael Langdon to be a good ruler and, like, have their interests over the witch. Because that's why they wanted him as leader in the first place, right? They wanted him to be the alpha so that they could be in charge as opposed to the witches. So
think
why
they
are
were
they
just-
now all of a sudden trying to kill the witches? It
I
just
think
came
they
out
were
of
just
nowhere.
Trying to knock out,
Like, hedge
you
their
know,
bets.
Yeah.
Just try. Yeah, exactly.
I just feel like you
Hedging
didn't
the
check
bets.
with Daddy Antichrist first, like if that's something
Daddy
he even
Antichrist
wanted.
is in the woods, isn't he?
That's
It's in
our
the
next
wilderness.
part. Michael Langdon, I want to be alone.
Do we have any comments that we need to
No.
keep up
Yeah.
with? Okay.
I want to be alone.
5 people
So-
watching. Tell us if you have any
Hi.
comments.
Yes.
So-
Sorry
Just
that
remember
this
that Jesus
episode
had
not
40 days in
much
the wilderness.
happened.
Oh, it's okay, y'all. If you stick around, we're about to start yelling. Just give us some time.
Oh,
it's our
what
final
are we
thing.
gonna yell at?
Hold on, we'll get there.
I'm ready.
Okay. So
gonna be
first,
me
Michael
yelling.
Langdon.
Ah!
Michael Langdon pulls a
Sorry.
Greta Garbo.
I'll cover your ear before I start yelling.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No fan. Right your head.
40 days in the wilderness.
Oh.
What happened with Jesus?
So-
What happened with Jesus?
Come
Nicole-
back, Michael
Oh.
Langdon. Why is he Greta Garboing?
40 days in the wilderness.
What is this Greta
Oh!
Garbo?
Yeah, he wants to
I
be
finally
alone.
just clicked. I finally just clicked. I'm sorry.
Whereas the Son of God
Focus,
in the wilderness
focus,
to
answer the
fight
question you
Satan.
just answered.
The Son of Satan also has to go into the wilderness to fight all the good things.
All the good.
Um,
So he's probably gonna get tempted by good, because that's what Jesus
Yes.
did. He went and he was tempted.
Yeah, he
in
was
the...
tempted 3
Alright,
times.
I was not raised religiously, so I am extremely confused as to what
So
this means.
Jesus, like before he
I
was
only got
crucified.
her Greta Garbo reference. I wasn't understanding the religious aspect of this.
So
What-
Jesus, like before he was crucified, went out into the
desert.
desert for 40 days.
But was it before he
to,
started
like,
even teaching
pray-
or whatever?
No, this was close to before he was.
Let's just say it was sometime between
Crucified.
when Jesus was
He had to
born
go out and prove
dead.
himself.
Anyway, he went off and like had a walkabout and discovered himself and talked to Dad for a bit, and then he was tempted by the devil 3 times to
Yeah.
like.
Drink water. Right?
No, it was
3 times.
It was something like "don't die" or. But that happened in the Garden of Gethsemane.
No.
Was the
was-
tempting of the
Jesus
with the
was
devil.
tempted 3
No,
times
it
by
was
the
4
devil
days in the
to
wilderness
make
was
whatever the
tempted
hell
3
he was
times.
doing less burdensome.
I
But
feel
he
like
was tempted
if-
to also stop being, stop himself from getting crucified. The devil tempted him in the garden as he was praying the night
That's
before
not
the
part of the 40
crucifixion.
days. That's not part of his
The-
walk.
No.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
different. No.
But
No,
it
no.
happened.
Yeah, but that's
No, it
It's
didn't.
not part of his walk.
Ah,
All right.
we're
I-
about
I
to
really
fight.
So what
like-
is this thing we're gonna yell about?
how
Not
uncreative
yet.
the writers of the Bible are. Because if you have a number in the Bible, it's either it's 40 or 3. 40 or 3. Those are the 2 numbers that you get. 40 or 3.
And Angela Lloyd Webber didn't cover it. So
Calling you out, Nicaea. We're calling you out.
40 or 3. There are other numbers. So Nicole says, I have a feeling this season finale will be better than the last 4 season finales. Wishful thinking. But
Well, no.
just from rumors that she's hearing that Angela Bassett will be there and hopefully Jessica Lange. And then
Yeah.
Catherine says that Michael is looking for Scatch Hatch.
Oh,
Scat
sassafras!
Snatch Snatch.
Snatch, snatch.
Wait, Sketch,
Well-
Snatch?
Scat Hatch.
Okay, I'm sorry. First hand.
Okay. All right. So I will say I agree. So far I think could agree with Nicole on that comment because we didn't feel like we hit the climax early, and then had all
Right.
these episodes like
Yeah.
to fill out to the end. We have
That's-
not gotten to the climax.
Yeah,
yet.
that's what has
Andrew is
happened.
correct. Jesus is not tempted in the Garden of Gethsemane.
Uh huh.
Good
Yeah,
display, boy.
because what Andrew was saying
Give
is
him a Christ.
that's how. Okay, hush. Shh.
He's still smoking.
Sorry, I'm talking.
What are you talking about?
No, because that's how a lot of the past American Horror Story seasons have gone. Where
Yeah.
it's like mid-season or maybe like 7 or 8 episodes in, it reaches a climax, and then it trickles off, and then like there's like 2 or 3, or sometimes 4 or 5 episodes left where they just what?
I'm sorry, Nicole. You need to drink right now.
Because
What?
she did the callback of when we were going through all the names of Scat Hatch, and then Audie was just like, I like Snatch. That was one of our best videos.
Go back and watch that video. Sorry, Mark. Did you finish
Sorry.
whatever you were blabbing on?
Well, no, I mean, it was because, yes, even though I feel like absolutely nothing happened in this episode, yes, it is clear they're building up to whatever. But at the same time, it's like you started with this apocalypse, and you had all these brand new characters you introduced, and like
then
they
we
had like 3
murdered them all.
episodes, and then now it's just a whole bunch of flashbacks to other seasons. So it's.
Yeah.
Okay, she's a witch. Burn her. Anybody have anything to say about the
What is that in
3 people
reference
being
to?
burned?
Well,
Kathy Bates and the 2 warlocks being burned.
Anything to say about that? Do we have any feelings? I have no feelings.
I have no
Well,
feelings.
I have no
See,
feelings.
and
Except that it's gonna piss
I
off.
would say maybe she didn't go to school for it, but I think they have to be alluding to the fact that she was Satan's witch, but Kathy Bates, I think, ultimately was a witch, or they wouldn't have burned her at the stake. They would have just killed her. So
Well, she's also like the quasi-mother of the Antichrist.
No, but also, like, I feel like if they're already burning people that day, they don't want to have to try to
Yeah.
murder somebody
Yeah.
differently.
I mean, it fits in the
But they didn't have to
schedule.
take her out- They didn't have to take her out on that marvelous dam set.
Yeah,
and
that's
burn
true.
her.
They could have just
could've
shot her in the
They
head.
could have just got
Yeah,
rid
but
of
they
her.
already have that pole set up. Like, they have 3 poles. It's a waste to just burn 2 people.
But I mean,
Yeah,
she
it's
but,
possible
I mean,
she was a witch.
But I would say in the process of the world, she's an actual Satan worshiper. She actually practices his spells to call and talk to the devil. So that must put her
Yeah.
with witch-like powers.
I
even if
agree.
she
I mean,
wasn't
like,
a
even
member
the
of the
voodoo
coven.
people, like, they have a different way of doing witchcraft, but they still do their own version. So, yeah, I agree with that. That's possible.
I mean, I think that's the only reason to call her traitor.
Yeah.
She's not just a traitor because she's a woman.
And at the
Yeah.
same time, I think it's gonna have, like, so
How
let's
naughty.
say that Michael Langdon is gonna do his 40 days and he's gonna be tempted by good. Maybe he's even tempted enough by good to try and be good, because he's done it several times, tried to be good. And maybe he, like, makes the choice to be good, but then he finds her body, because he's gonna find her body. He's
Whose
gonna
body?
find
His
that she's
body.
his mother.
Mother.
She just got
Oh.
burned.
Sorry, I phased
His
out.
Satan worshipping mom.
Wouldn't it be...
mother.
What? Where is it going to find her body?
We
She
just
was
saw it in
burned.
the preview.
The
Him,
preview
he's
shows
standing in
on
front
the
of them
dam
screaming.
But
Ah.
that's not actually his mother.
It's
like
but
a
to his,
foster
he's
mother.
like she's like a
Foster
foster
mother.
mother.
She took him in.
He's
after,
still. I mean, he makes a robot in her image, for Christ's sake.
Okay,
so.
but I mean, like,
For
sorry,
Antichrist's
just real quick.
For
Antichrist.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna cut back real quick to my ignorance. His real mom is actually what's her?
Connie Britton
Connie
and
Britton.
she,
Vivian.
Murder House.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay, thank
he's
you.
the baby
The
that
baby that
the
she
rubber
birthed.
man has.
The
birthed.
ghost baby.
Okay.
Gotcha. I haven't got to that part yet.
All right, who's ready to shout? Are we ready to shout?
About what?
Okay.
Jump up and shout.
Let's talk about the fucking timeline.
I just don't think it's that
My note is
complicated.
discuss and try not to scream too much.
Okay, we
I
started.
think,
It's
I think
fucked
Audie
up.
was
No,
hyping
it's
it
not.
up.
No,
The
it's not.
first-
It's just no, it's not fucked up. Yes, it makes sense, but
It does not
is-
make any kind of goddamn
It's just
sense.
annoying.
Okay, Kate, explain. Please explain,
Okay,
Lucy.
so we have 3 episodes where we're in the apocalypse.
Yes, I follow that.
Cool.
Apocalypse is happening.
Then-
We'll call that the present.
That's the present. Then we go 3 years back in the next episode.
Wait, hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Hold
Because in the first episode, we have the apocalypse. Then we go 11 months later.
18
Well,
months
I
later.
mean-
Or 18 months later.
Yeah, I mean.
In the,
yeah.
So technically, the
Time-
present is 18 months later.
No, but I mean, either way.
No, but that's important.
No, I know, but I think
Why?
that in the
But
first.
is that 18 months later from the 3 years
From
back?
the apocalypse. It's
No,
18
wait,
months
wait,
after
wait,
the
wait,
apocalypse.
Time out. There's the apocalypse. Time progresses. It's not like we jump forward and jump back. Time just progresses. We've gone over a year into the apocalypse.
Yes.
And then we jump back to 3 years before,
Before
the
the
apocalypse.
But over a year into the apocalypse is when Michael Langdon shows up, kills everybody,
Right.
kills the witches. Cordelia comes and gets the witches. So that is a year and a half after the apocalypse.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
That is
Okay.
the present.
So the
we-
present
we-
is 18 months
yeah, I don't
after
think
the
we have to
apocalypse.
Worry about calling stuff
You have
the president
69
or-
recordings.
or
Nice.
Drink.
And so, no, let me finish this sentence first. And so then we go 3 years before the apocalypse.
Okay.
And I think what has happened in these episodes is, like, time, again, we haven't jumped at all. Time has progressed. So we have, because Coco shows up and they do the 7 Wonders with Michael and they do a bunch of stuff. So I think time is just progressing. So now we're towards the apocalypse.
Okay.
So we must be pretty close to the apocalypse now, because then it flashes back 2 years before the apocalypse again. So we'd already passed that.
Okay, so
and then
that's
it
what's
flashback
happening.
to 2 years before the apocalypse.
And I think
When
the
she
thing-
brings Myrtle
when
back.
she brings
Right,
Myrtle
I
back.
think the thing that might be confusing is
Hi, baby.
was when it flashed back to 3 years before the apocalypse, was Myrtle around,
Yeah, I don't remember.
Maybe we just filled her in, and she wasn't around 2 years before the apocalypse.
Well, she was there when he performed his 7 wonders. Wasn't
Yeah.
she? Or was that Thaisa Farmiga?
Okay, well, so here's 3 years before the bomb, which
Right.
is just the Warlock School.
Okay.
And this is episode 4?
This is episode 4.
Yeah.
And this is when they discover Michael. So 3 years before the bomb is he's brought into the Warlock
Hawthorne.
Coven.
Okay.
All right, and so then we don't really get a sense of how long it takes. Everything
The
to
only,
happen.
Yeah.
to be fair, the only tracker we have is Michael's
his
hair.
All we know is
So
that
at this point, he's already with her. Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
He
because,
went with her-
He went with her after
Murder House.
the thing happened in Murder House.
Okay, so from Murder House, he went to be with her.
Oh, wait, when Jessica Lange died?
Yes.
When does that happen?
And that was last episode.
That was the last episode of this season.
It's the one
It
you
doesn't
watched
happen
last
in-
week.
In season 1.
Did that? Oh yeah. That's
So yeah, I think that's the thing that's confusing is, oh yeah, so when they go to check out, because here it is, I think, when they go to check out Michael after he's become a member of the Coven.
I feel like this is one time where, like, time in the show is passing at a normal rate, but we're just used to, like, this happens, and then in 2 days this happens, and then in 2 days, like, we're used to things and shows happening
Yeah.
back to back to back to back, so this all makes sense to happen over the course of, like, 3 years, because a bunch of shit's happening.
Well, you also, like, I'm getting confused about, because Mallory, like, has powers, and then eventually, like, she loses them. So there's got to be enough time in between whatever's
We'll
happening.
get to it, Nicole.
So there has to be time going on between this burning and everything that's happening in the past and the apocalypse, because she's gonna have something's gonna have to happen. She's gonna erase all the memories. Everybody's gonna start all new lives,
I think
and then
To
apocalypse.
hide them, yeah. So
I think that's going to be the next episode. We're going to catch up. And then
So
the
these
last
are his-
2 episodes
okay.
are going to be 18 months after the apocalypse.
The
again.
fight, the current fight, the
it's
big
gonna,
fight.
Tell us how we got to where we got to with the apocalypse.
Okay. So there you go.
Cleared it up. We're good.
no yelling whatsoever.
Right? Audie was just looking for a fight.
Oh, we were. If you go back and watch our reaction video.
Myrtle isn't here
During
in
this.
these
Okay.
scenes.
This is when these guys are joining.
Yeah, and then they're about to go.
Those aren't guys. Those
And
are
then-
Oh, there
girls.
she is.
Okay. So fuck you so much.
She
Well,
must
no.
die and come back. Hey, listen.
Okay, first of all,
Fuck
her
Myrtle for
gloves-
being confusing. I didn't do shit.
I'm sorry, but her gloves are awesome. in this scene.
Okay, well, but so in which case this happens. So Michael is probably with the Coven. He's with the Warlock Coven for at least a year. And then Cordelia brings her back 2 years before the apocalypse. So this is shortly after that, because she says something bad is about to happen. So Cordelia has already been clued in.
Okay, so this is. But no, this is them checking out Michael for the first time.
Yeah,
This
but
is
that
way-
could be this
before
could all be
the
a
apocalypse.
year,
What
yeah,
is
a year
this
before the
character?
apocalypse.
She only brought
She's
back
a witch.
Myrtle because she
Just a
knows
witch.
about Michael Langdon.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But the thing is
special.
we don't know how much time has passed in this episode. In this episode that I've been fast
Okay,
forwarding.
but here's my question. Right now, they're going to see Michael Langdon for the first time.
Right.
Cordelia brought back Myrtle only because she found out about Michael Langdon being the
Really?
possible next. That's what she says. She says we have
but,
problems.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is she knew going into this that there was something.
Okay.
Maybe not Michael specifically,
But something
she
bad.
knew something was coming.
Okay.
I hate K. Richard Jenkins so fucking much.
Did you say something about the fucking editor again?
Yes. He said clever way they tie so many seasons. Perhaps too clever. I see the drunk hand of the editor who never goes into work behind it all.
Yo, son
So the only thing we can decipher is that the beginning of this episode was 3 years before the bomb. Bringing Myrtle back was 2 years before the apocalypse. So a year, the first half of this episode, a year must have
But if
passed.
you were already in a flashback, why did you not start off with the beginning of the episode and say 3 years before the apocalypse? And then if you're cut to later and then say 2 years before the apocalypse.
I agree.
Why would you just... Okay, we're going to start the episode in a flashback, and then halfway through the flashback, we're going to say 2 years before the apocalypse.
We're gonna have
but
another
we're not going to
flashback.
tell you where you were in the whole first half of the episode.
I'm with Nicole.
Nicole says, "Who's on first? What's on second? Who's on third?"
I don't know.
I don't know.
And when are they?
Oh my god.
All right.
There's
so-
gotta be a
one
video.
last thing. Nicole said, "P.S.
All the
last
yelling.
thought, it just picked up for 2019 and 2020. Any themes you guys would like to see? Just curious."
I
Oh.
have
What-
no
what-
idea.
what
I
was
feel
that?
like they've...
What next 2 seasons they've been picked up for? What do we think it's gonna be?
You know what I would like to see? I'd like
Space.
to see. Well, space is interesting. I'd like to see like.
No, shut up, Nicole.
Please let's not go into space.
She says the finale would be like it was a dream.
She's
Yeah.
getting out of the shower. No.
Yeah. The season forgot.
I think I would like to see an Egyptian mummy, like
Well, that'd be
spirits,
fun.
kind of. That's what I would like.
Now,
to
you
I
see,
would like
I
to
want to
see-
see a renaissance.
But that's not
I
really
want-
an American Horror Story.
I
is
want
it?
like a
like something
further
to
back
do
past, a
with.
period piece. I want a period piece.
I'd like something that has to do with like more Robert Langdon type Da Vinci. Let's discover curses and
Hold on
things
one
and
second.
mythology.
You
and
make a very good point. You know, American horror story.
Right, so you can't go to
You've
Egypt.
only gone back
it's
as
just
far
people voting.
Well, no,
You've
you
gone
That's
back
all.
as far
It's
as
just
Roanoke.
You can't go to Egypt and you bring the cursed mummy back to America.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's like
That's super American is cultural appropriation.
But no, that would have to be more like revolutionary time periods with like Masons and like
Yeah, or that. You just something like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like more
Civil
historical, mythical, but better than Rome.
I want
So-
period.
some more...
They could do Civil War, do like a pre-post, like witches versus.
Oh, that would
warlocks
be
kind of
very
thing.
pointent
We
right
could do
now.
Salem Witch Trot, like if we're going.
Well, no,
like,
but
we already
there's
have
like
the
Coven.
connection.
We already got Coven.
They've
Part
already
2.
done witches.
We don't
We
need
And we
Coven
did
Part 2.
Roanoke.
Fine, fuck me. That's fine.
I'd say, like, I'm thinking about, like, other, maybe, like, classic, like, haunted house stories. Stuff. Something like the
They
Myrtle
ain't gonna do a better
Plantation,
job than than the Haunting of Hill House. Sorry.
Hill House.
which
I haven't
I have
finished
not
it.
seen yet. I'm looking
Yeah, we
forward
should
to watching
definitely
it.
watch that. Any other themes you guys might want to see?
Well, have we really done like monster horror, like Frankenstein? I guess
Uh,
we
Not
had vampires
really.
in Hotel.
Evan Peters was kind of the Frankenstein.
Yeah, he was
wasn't
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
he was
in
Frankenstein.
Coven.
Coven. Oh, that's right, because, yeah, they put his body back together with body parts of his
What
friends.
were you talking about if it wasn't that?
Well, no, I did. No, it was. I remember details about
That
it. I
they brought
remember
him
that they
back.
brought Evan Peters like back to life
Oh,
in
okay.
They
Coven.
had to
But then,
piece
as
it
I
together.
thought about it further, I remembered that they
He has
pieced him
somebody else's
together.
PP.
You know, the more I think about it, the more I think space
Okay,
is
so
a
you
good
did
one.
grow potatoes. Space.
But
No.
space is not in America.
No, but it can be like America is a pioneer in space exploration.
Yeah, if it's NASA.
I feel like
Remember
they've
in
already
space,
pretty
they
much
can't hear you
covered
scream.
everything.
Maybe
that can
just like the
happen.
moon,
I feel like everything
technically
since
we're
the beginning of the 20th century
the
is
first
out.
owners of the moon.
So you're having to go before the 19th century.
Well, and Roanoke covered a lot of periods, so
Yeah.
I think we haven't really done monsters, like good old-fashioned monsters. A little bit of vampires. I like the Mummy's Curse, but bringing it back to America.
Yeah.
Versus,
You know what they should do? They should do a Victorian kind of Jack the Reaper or Jack the Ripper.
Oh, like
Like
a
a-
serial killer. That would be good.
Yeah.
We haven't had one since Twisted.
Serial killer in like
says,
New England.
If
Well,
you say
like,
fucking
he
editor,
He doesn't. Or else I'd be yelling already. They have to work us out of the apocalypse or sever continuity disease the next season.
Ah. Well, I mean, they could go back.
Yeah, they could go back.
Wait, what?
We have to
This
go
is-
back.
This is not a show that does flashbacks.
Or like go back in the past and.
But depending on what the outcome of the apocalypse is, that is a good point. If all the seasons are connected, future seasons might have to be in different.
Go
time
into the
periods.
past.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, but if
Well,
they
I mean,
haven't
there's no
brought
way to
in-
resolve the death of billions of people. It's just like this is how it is now.
But if they
Or they
haven't
could
brought
Or
in-
it's all a
unless
dream.
someone
Or
can
it
just
could-
bring them all
or
back to
We
life.
could also do a little bit of the time machine, and we could flash forward way into
or
the future.
or maybe they fix it. Like maybe if they get rid of the Antichrist, the apocalypse will have never happened.
Well, yeah, we did talk about how Mallory isn't bringing people back from the dead. They specifically say she's turning back time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
she
she
could
could.
fix-
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's why he's so
God.
scared of her.
Fix the world.
She's
like
just gonna
that.
fly around the world in
I
the
like
opposite
that.
direction.
like Superman.
And-
Yeah. Mm.
I like that.
So that's the kind of quality premonitions you get at the Nights of the Drunk Watch. Any other questions, comments, rude remarks?
Nope.
All right, I think we're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we did a good job.
Yay, us! We're awesome. By the way, check out our Facebook if you'd like to see some of the awesome stuff that we've been doing recently. Amazing costumes on everybody for Halloween. Join
Happy
us on
birthday to
Patreon.
me.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
to
Travis.
Travis. Check us out on Patreon and give
yes,
us $1.
just give us $1 a month. That helps
Give
us
us
To
a
buy
dollar.
And then you can see
Where's
extra
that
special
from?
things that you can't
I
see
would
on
like
you.
YouTube.
Thank
That
you.
money goes back into the channel, so mostly
Special
into our
episodes
booze.
of me and Zach's podcast.
Yep. Check out their podcast, doing it
Special
for the
ed
podcast.
episodes.
Should we vote to?
What?
What?
I don't even know what he's
Sorry.
saying right now. Also, I'm gonna probably gonna try and start a season 8 Game of Thrones group on
Dun,
Facebook.
dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. Oh,
Steer
you might
clear
get
because
flagged.
I am up on all of the spoilers. If you're out there trying to stay spoiler free, be careful. Things are starting to come up. Things are bubbling below the surface.
Speaking about spoilers, I'm the only one who's actually been to Belfast in the last 2 months. I can tell you what the Belfast set looks like.
Oh, we're
That's
gonna
not a
talk. We'll
spoiler.
talk.
I don't want to know.
We'll talk. I think
My
we're
hair
done.
is so sticky.
All right. So we're the Nights of the Drunk Watch.
now
Our
our
talk
talk
is
is ended.
And now my glass is empty.
Perfect
That's
timing.
how we should
Can we end
it.
that? We are the
Now
Knights of
my
the